Welcome back to my channel. Welcome to part 2 of the Great Gromit Unleashed Hunt 2025. It's called Gromit Unleashed 3. It's just me and Tammy today because Debbie couldn't make it.
Nope.
And that's at work. And we literally pulled over by the side. Sorry, I've got a pear drop on the go. We pulled over by the side of the road to find out where the next Gromit was, and Tammy went, it's there. And it literally is, so let's go and look at it. Bear in mind we've had this date booked in the diary for a fortnight. Obviously, today it's raining. It hasn't rained in England for a million years, but it's raining now. Here he is. We're outside CJ Hole on White Ladies Road. I like this one.
This is funky.
This is good one. It's called The Great Gatsby. Sponsored by CJ Hole, painted by Handsome Vintage. That's a good one. I like that. Very Art Deco.
We're halfway there.
We're halfway through the entire trail.
That's what the thing she said when I put him in. We are halfway there.
Right, let's put him in the app, 6150. Second stop of the day is Victoria Square in Clifton, which apparently is no parking for 2 days and they will tow me away. So we are on a mad dash. We could see him from the road a minute ago. Oh, here he is. I found him. Can't believe it's raining. This is Pinewood. Pinewoof. Look, it's got Pinewood Studios on the side. 007, look. And so cool. Pinewoof, sponsored by Fostering Bristol and painted by Josh and Amy Williams. I love this one.
This one is funky.
This is one of my favourites so far. That is so cool. Victoria Square, an awful lot of period dramas get filmed here. It's classic Georgian architecture and they film a lot of the period stuff here. So if it looks familiar, you may have seen it on an Austin at some point. Right, let me put him in my app. I have done some extremely unorthodox parking on this trail so far. The next one is called Bobby Dazzler and he's down some slippery wet steps. So, you know, if you're a scream, that's the end of me. There he is, he's called Bobby Dazzler and he's entirely covered in glittery tiles. Bobby Dazzler, sponsored by Howden and created by, I think it says Lizzie Tucker.
Yeah, Lizzie Tucker.
Lizzie Tucker. I love that one. All the ones that are in town seem to be funkier than the ones that are on the outskirts.
Another one made out of plants is still pretty impressive.
Yeah. Love that. This one is Ringmaster and we are now outside the Children's Hospital. So the entire Gromit Unleashed Grand Appeal raises money for the Bristol Royal Hospital for Children, which is where we are. And so they get the Ringmaster, which is best in show. With thanks to the family of Grand Appeal supporter Jerry Milner, painted by Tozer Signs. Look at that. Fastest knitter, pedigree pup, waggiest tail. Judge's favourite, #1 beagle. Best trick, heroic hound, cleverest canine, most intelligent dog, best fancy dress, mum's best friend. He's lovely. I've done really bad parking. It's another tiled one. I wonder if it's made by the same people. No. Sponsored by First Bus, created by Angus Art, is called Emerald. Editing Carla is embarrassed to admit that she did not realise this was a Wizard of Oz themed Gromit. We're at Bristol Bus and Coach Station for this one. Put it in 246. We're indoors for this one. We're in St Nicholas Market and we have to follow the paw prints. Follow the paw prints, paw prints. There's one down there. It's got one very big foot, this Gromit. Yeah, yeah. Imagine the size of him. The owners and stall holders at St Nicholas Market had very cleverly laid out the entire paw print trail that meant you walked around the whole of the market before you got to the Gromit. This was enterprising on their part, but not the best news for my knee when we discovered we could have got to him in about 10 steps rather than 500. Here we are. He is lovely, but he was a heck of a trek. It's called Aladdin, sponsored by Snuts, which says St Nicholas. Oh, St Nicholas United Traders, Snuts, painted by Rachel Bennett. He is beautiful. Look at that. It's Aladdin's Cave of Jewels, and they put him in his own little shed with stars on the walls and stuff. So he's nice and safe in here. Right. Into the app you go. Our next one is outside John Wesley's chapel. Oh, there's a kid sitting on there a minute, bear with. There he is. It is Wallace. And it's Wallace Goes to Hollywood. He's got his gold star for the Walk of Fame on his tea, look. Currently sponsored by Gromit, Bristol and painted by Rosalind Burrows. There's a whole queue for our next one. Literally, people are now queuing to get this one. The sculptures are only out on the trail for another week, and then they are taken down. They will go on display for a while, I'm not sure how long, but for a little while up at Cribs. And then they are auctioned off to also raise money for the charity. So I think people are now rushing around to catch the last ones. Excuse my hair, by the way. It looked fine when I left the house this morning. This is Gnarlybot. He is very, very fluorescent. Designed by Gavin Strange Jam Factory, sponsored by Cabot Circus and painted by Ruth Broadway. He's got a skateboard. Just realised he's got a skateboard. Our next one's up there, look. We're coming. Oh look, there's one there. It's called Love Actually. It's got the songs from Love Actually written on him. To me, you are perfect. True love lasts a lifetime, love is around. Jump for my lover. Designed in collaboration with Richard Curtis and painted by Sarah Matthews. That's nice, I like that one. This is the last one of the current trail I'm on, and I can't tell you which trail I've forgotten it. But it's the last one of the trail we're doing right now, and it's Frostbite. Sponsored by Cabot Circus and created by David Polanowski. There he is. There are 4 more grommets left in our day, and the next one is at Gardner Haskins. We've parked around one side, we've got to walk around the other side to get in. Oh, I like that one. We've seen some really good ones today. This is Cuckoo, and he's a cuckoo clock. Look at that. We've seen some brilliant ones today. We're in Gardner Haskins. This is sponsored by Gardner Haskins, painted by Marnie Morey. Oh, that's lovely. I really like this one. Look at his braces.
Oh, he is lovely.
He's lush. I really like this one. This might be my favourite of the day. I thought it was the black and gold one that we saw first that I like best, but this might be my favourite of the day. I like his little cuckoo clock hat. Yeah. Love this one. These last few of the day are all within a couple of minutes drive of each other. So I've been in and out of the car like I don't know what. Seatbelt on, seatbelt off, seatbelt on, seatbelt off. There it is. It's Predator, sponsored by Redcliffe and Temple Bid. I don't know what bid is, and created by Puppet Place. I don't get very excited about the penguins, I don't know why, although I think if I had to paint one I could do it.
They've got little shark fins.
Like a shark fin, yeah. I like the dogs best. Surprise, surprise.
Shockingly.
Surprise, surprise, I'm all about the dogs.
Some of the Wallaces.
Temple Meads Station for this one. I've been looking forward to seeing this one. This is Wednesday, designed in collaboration with Netflix, sponsored by Burgess Salmon and painted by Ruth Broadway. And look! Wednesday's child is full of woe. I love this. This is definitely my favourite one of the penguins, definitely. That is gorgeous. This really is our last one of the day. We are at St Mary Redcliffe Church, a very imposing edifice. Hang on while I try and get my legs out of the car, and maybe a scream. Ow! That was more of an ow than a scream. Okay, come on legs. It's a very nice church. I have absolutely no knowledge about how old it is or anything like that, so don't ask. Google is your friend. And our grommet is over there. It's been around since Elizabeth I at least. Look, she called it the fairest, goodliest and most famous parish church in England. It is a treasured island. Sponsored by S&W and painted by Laura Hallett. I love this. I love the ones that have got a lot of detail. It's not my favourite because my favourite for today is definitely the cuckoo clock one. But look at that squirrel. I wish I had artistic talent. I really do. Little turtle on his bum.
See this little light patch?
I'm coming my way, working my way around. Look, there's an otter. Look at the otter. Oh, he's beautiful. Dolphins and sheep and all sorts of kingfishers. That's Stonehenge, isn't it? X marks the spot. And yeah, look, he's got an eye patch. That's gorgeous. I love that. Very close runner-up. Second favourite after the cuckoo one.
It could be your favourite.
On our second day, we went down to Cheddar to see the first one and was completely unable to park. I had to drop Tammy off so that she could run and get the Gromits while I drove up and down and then picked her up afterwards. So she filmed this bit for me on my phone, and this is the information she gave you.
Sponsored by Cheddar Gorge Crib and created by Morford Arts. Carla's going to need that information, I feel.
So Tammy had to record the first Gromit of the day today because I was not able to get out of the car because there was zero parking available in the gorge. So I'm sure she told you this already, but just in case she hasn't, we had to bounce her out by the side of the road and send her to hunt the Gromit while we just drove up and down and then went back for her. So here we are now at our second one of the day, which is at Bangdon Lake. Wait till you see this view. Look at that. It does say on the Wallace and Gromit app that they believe this one to be the one with the best view. Look how beautiful that is. Here he is. He's BFG, the big BFW, the big friendly Wallace, inspired by the BFG, sponsored by Yea Valley, painted by Laurie Stanfield. Look at him, he's gorgeous. Isn't he fabulous? Look at those ears. It's the big friendly Wallace. Third Gromit of the day. Strictly speaking, second one for me, but it's the third one of collecting for the day. And we are under 4 yard on the harbour side. See, under 4 yard. And he's here somewhere. He's called Jolly Roger. Sponsored by Natracare, painted by Paula Bowles. There he is. Let's put him in the app. Now this one is a bit different. This one is at the Aardman headquarters, who are the original creators of Wallace and Gromit. And this one is a special one to commemorate 30 years of Shaun the Sheep. So it is not a Gromit, it is not a Wallace, it is not a Norbert or a penguin. It's a Shaun. He's called Woolly Capers. He's decorated entirely in balls of wool. Look, there's Wallace with, was she called Gwendolyn?
Yes.
There's Shaun. There's the stack of Shauns that go off on Wallace's bike. There's Wallace in his aeroplane coming to the rescue. There's the bad, I can't remember what the bad robot dog was called. What was the bad robot dog called?
Can't remember.
No, I can't remember. So this one is sponsored by Aardman and painted by Mark Bell. And so we are at the Aardman headquarters. Somebody's crocheted a beak and a plume and turned the lamppost into a penguin. We are on the harbour side. And our next Gromit is here at the M shed. It's called Phileas Dog. Phileas Dog. The Fencer Giles Woodward, painted by Dave Bain. And he's got a map of Bristol on there. It's not a very accurate map, it's just painted areas of Bristol. So don't try and follow this to get home, wherever you are. I think they've miss South Mead off. I can't imagine why. There it is, that's Phineas Dock. I love this one. This is Oceana, sponsored by YWV, painted by Jess Perrin. Look at it. I love this. It's a mermaid. Mermaid grommet, shells all over. Look at that, that's stunning. This is my favourite for today.
Your favourite for today?
My favourite for today, definitely. Definitely. And look, somebody's painted a rock. Look at that. The Harold 2018. Hashtag, what does that say? Rock on Gromit. Hashtag rock on Gromit on the back. Instagram maybe. Instagram rock on Gromit. Look at that. Heading towards our next one. We're in Thunderbolt Square, which is just off Queen Square in Bristol. This one is King of Diamonds. Sponsored by Albert Goodman, painted by Emily Golden. 7348 is my code. I don't love the penguins. I'd like to do one though. If I was going to paint something, it would be a penguin. There he is. I feel it's unlikely that the organiser of the Gormish Unleashed Trails will ever watch my videos. But if you do, can we have the next one in the deepest, darkest depths of winter, please, when I won't be burgundy all the way round? Hot it is. Hot. We're at College Green. Our Wallace is there, however there's a queue for him and I'm getting my breath back and cooling down in the shade before we go and join it. This is Robin Hood Prince of Cheese, sponsored by Bristol City Centre Business Development Improvement District, painted by Mr. Hope, and somebody has crocheted some roses and hung them around him. And I just said to Tanya, I don't know how I feel about that. I'm sure it's lovely that they've crocheted the roses, but I feel like if the original artist had wanted him to be covered in crocheted roses, then that's how they would have designed him. And I don't think they did. He doesn't look like that on the app. Here's our next one. He's Norbot, sponsored by Bristol Masons. Sorry, painted by Bridget Phelan. And he's another one who's been adorned with roses. And there's an explanation here. Show your support for the Red Roses. It's for England rugby team, apparently. The Women's Rugby World Cup is coming to Bristol August-September 2025. The oval trim device, blah, blah, yarn art created by St George's Bristol Crochet Cafe. I still don't know how I feel about it being on that, to be honest. There we go. I am down to 10% battery, but our next one is in sight. This one is outside of Hargreaves Lansdowne, Savings and Investments, and it's called Rooster Booster. Sponsored by Hargreaves Lansdowne, created and designed by Peter Lord CBE and painted by Rachel Bennett. He's pretty cool. He's not my favourite for the day. I still like the mermaid one best. He's got chicken feed in his cup. They could have made that an actual bird food, couldn't they? Although then he would have been covered in bird shit. So yeah, maybe I didn't think
Probably a
that.
reason for that.
Yeah. There he is. Got to take a picture of Tammy sitting on the bench. It's tradition. Here he is. It's our last one of the day. This is Astronome. It's inside Really Curious, which is the Bristol Science Museum. Sponsored by Renishaw, created and designed by Nick Park. So this is another one done by the boss. There he is. This is Astronome, and this is our last one for the day, which is just as well because I am on 2% battery. There he is. Hello. It's the last leg. It's the last leg of the trail. There are 3 left. We're on our way to get the last 3. So one's at the museum. That's one we couldn't get the other day because there was nowhere to stop the car. One's at the Observatory and one's at the suspension bridge, I think.
I do believe so, yes.
Don't know where we're going first. It's Magical Mystery Tour. I'm not the first one of our last 3. Is at the Clifton Observatory. And as you may be able to tell, I've walked uphill to get here. There we go. This is Mr. Darcy. And I knew I would like this one. Before I saw the name on the app, I was like, I will like that one. This is Mr. Darcy. He is against this stunning backdrop of the suspension bridge. However, it is sadly covered in scaffolding at the moment. I don't know what they're doing. Replacing bulbs, probably. That's what they seem to always do. But yeah, stunning backdrop of the Clifton suspension bridge. And he is painted by Rhiannon Southall with thanks to the Banfield, Burgess and Maddock families. Look at that. He's fabulous, isn't he? Full Regency gentleman. Two more to go. Second one of the evening is the Bristol Barker. It's at the far end of the suspension bridge, which we have just walked over to come and see it. So there it is. This is the Bristol Barker, sponsored by Nutritia, painted by Paper Walls. It's got Gertlush on the side. Gertlush.
Yeah, lush.
Cheers then. Should say cheers, drive. Yeah. Arcade mind.
Mind.
Good bit of Bristol. Arcade mind.
Mind.
What have we got down here? I don't know what that one says. Proper job. There's Cheers Drive on this side. Cheers Drive. Lover. Alright, my lover, that one says. You have to peer at it, but if you speak Bristolian, it starts to become clear. Here, mate. Here, mate. Mate.
Mate. Here, mate.
There we go. That is Bristol Barker. We've got one left to find. Just spotted this site safety sign. You don't notice it until you actually read it. Look. Warning, neat and tidy work in progress. Gnomes only behind this point. Hot tea must be consumed. We thought we found the last one. Well, like, there he is, that's the last one. And when we got up to it, that's not the last one. That is one that was purchased by the museum in 2013 from the original trail. And the last one is further up. Found him. It's the final Gromit. Diddle-doo. Diddle-doo-doo. Diddle-doo. I'm knackered. And it's Casparis. And thanks to Giles Woodward, painted by Lily Goodwin. And that's the last one. He's got hieroglyphics on him. If anyone can read hieroglyphics and tell me what that says, because I bet it does say something. I bet it actually says something. And with that, the Great Gromit Unleashed Trail of 2025 is complete. Thank you to everyone who's tuned in and watched these two videos. Hope you've enjoyed them. I have enjoyed doing the trail. Have you enjoyed doing the trail?
Yeah, it's been good. We always enjoy the Gromit trail. It's always good.
I'm older now though. If they wait another 4 years for the next one, I'll have to do it in a wheelchair. You push around the whole thing in a wheelchair?
No.
Apparently I'll be doing it on my own.
We'll bring squat.
Thank you for joining me for these videos and we'll see you soon. Take care. Bye for now.